Morning, guys. It's let's see, Monday, 4 days to show time, and just doing a quick check-in, let you know how things went over the weekend. Actually, today is my last day of depletion, so absolutely no carbs today. I think calories are running right around 1750, and protein obviously every meal. And I threw in a few, some asparagus. I picked up some asparagus to help out with the diuretic properties of the asparagus, help to kind of get that water out of you. And some mixed greens. So there's no starches, no carbs whatsoever, other than what they call the free carbs. I guess you consider them the greens. They don't really consider them carbs, dietary fiber type thing. So definitely feeling it. I'm very, very hungry. I'm trying to keep my mind off food and try to keep as busy as I can today at work. As hard as today is, with calories being only at like 1750, calories are going to drop down to like less than 1400 tomorrow. The thing is, I start my carb up, so even though my calories are dramatically less or considerably less, the good thing is I get to have some carbs, so I don't feel as hungry as opposed to when I'm just eating all proteins. So that's kind of good. So I'll follow that for Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, again, continuing the carb up, but the calories will stay right around 12 to 1300. Meantime, training-wise, I'm going to be flipping over to my pre-contest, what I call peak week exercising, when I do full body circuit training. Nothing really heavy, just a lot of pumping movements. Just get a good pump as much as I can, especially being off depletion. As you can tell, I'm pretty flat. But the whole point of this is to deplete your muscles of all the glycogen stores, so that when you start your carb up, everything fills out nicely and the water goes into where it needs to go, which is into the muscle as opposed to subcutaneously in the skin. And that's what makes it get that puffy kind of look. You want that nice, dry, hard look. So this morning I was very encouraged by my progress photos. Definitely made some huge improvements over the weekend. Definitely had to suffer. I mean, I was very, very hungry, but I managed to keep pretty busy, which kind of keeps your mind off food. I did notice that 2 of my cardio sessions, I got really, really lightheaded, almost probably because my blood sugar levels were really low. I mean, I got kind of dizzy, especially last night. So what I did was when I got back to the house, I did my second cardio session yesterday, which is by just walking. I did about 55 minutes walking, brisk pace. Last night, right about 8:30, so got back around 9:30, and I felt that I needed to get some blood sugar going, so I went and actually had a large apple, and it made me feel a lot better. So these are things you have to do. Sometimes you have a plan that's all written out, but as I continue to compete and learn more about my body, before I'd follow the game plan down to a T, but now I'm trying to get to the point where, this being I think my 8th or 9th show, where if I need something, I'll stray from that plan that I've written down to kind of correct things or try to bring things where I think they need to be. And that's something you can only really get from continuously competing and learning things and keeping notes and everything like that. And that's what I do. I track everything. Each prep I have a whole file on my computer, which tracks how I react to certain things, what foods, whatnot. For example, I'm trying to get all my protein from whitefish, so I bought 4 or 5 pounds of cod. I'm about to fall over here. 4 or 5 pounds of cod yesterday. Unfortunately, it wasn't too expensive. And I got also some lean ground chicken, which I think is like 95% lean. So it's really, really clean, high protein, low fat type protein sources. So that's what I'll be using from now up until Friday. And then, of course, Friday morning I have no proteins. All I have leading up to prejudging is just sweet potatoes in the morning for a couple, like 2 or 3 meals, and then about a half hour before I go on stage, I'll have some high GI type carbs, like a rice cake or some graham crackers, along with some jelly and some honey, maybe some candy. I'll down a few things of Sour Patch Kids, and all that quick fat-acting sugar will help really bring out the vascular and everything. Plus, like I mentioned in the previous video, I'm also going to use the Pump X3, I think, just to have a little extra kick to make things really pop. I'm really excited to see how I'm going to look. Of course, once I get through the next couple days, I'm going to continue to get back to the training thing, do my full body circuits. Like I said, when I say full body, it's not really full body. I'm not doing my entire body. What I do is I do like chest today, along with like triceps, or actually I'll probably do is I'll do chest and biceps, maybe some abs, and then I'll hit the stepper again. I already did my 40 minutes of fasted cardio this morning. I'll hit the step mill or Stairmaster tonight for 30 minutes, and I'll keep it pretty intense. And then, depending on how I feel tomorrow, how I look, again, I'll do the fasted cardio, and I'll do back and triceps and traps or something like that. And maybe do a little calf work, I don't want to get my legs too much sore. I mean, they're sore as hell as it is now, and it kind of affects my ability to really do my intense cardio that I need to do if my legs are too sore. So I usually kind of scale back my leg training the last week or two. What else? And then Wednesday, I'll probably just do a little bit of everything. I'll do chest, real light, mind you, nothing real heavy, just a few pumping, 10 to 15 reps, maybe 3 sets if I'm lucky, 2 sets. And I'll do the entire body except for lower half. And then of course cardio, we'll see if I'll stick with the high intensity Stairmaster up to Wednesday night. It just depends on how I look and how lean I feel, and that's where you kind of have to look in the mirror and say, okay, it's not like you're going to drop every little bit of fat. There's going to be something there. There's going to be some kind of water, and you really don't know what you're going to look like until you get all that water flushed out. You kind of have an idea. The good thing is I'm below 200 pounds now. I got on the scale this morning against my better judgment, and it was 199. So I typically drop about 8 to 12 pounds of water from now until the day I step on stage. So I could be right around 190. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So I'm excited to see it. And what I'll do is I'll be posting some progress photos soon on Facebook, and if you guys check them out, and you can kind of see the progression. And probably after this is done, if I have some time, I want to do a kind of a timeline to show, at 4 weeks out, 3 weeks out, 2 weeks out, 1 week out, and then for the final week, show you every day and all the changes that I make. It's pretty crazy. I mean, it blows me away every time when I see the changes and how quickly your body changes, especially when you're incorporating the diet, incorporating the training, incorporating your cardio, and then your smart supplementation. It's just crazy to see all the different things that take place leading up to a show. And of course when you cut water and all that other thing, or not cut water, but you flush water out of your system. That's what I do. And that's about it. So let's see, today, tomorrow, Wednesday, I leave Thursday morning. I'll be checking in at least once more before I leave on Thursday morning. Keep my fingers crossed that everything goes as smooth as planned and I don't cheat in my diet. I don't see me doing it, but I do get tempted quite a bit, especially last night. Nighttime, it's just brutal. All I want to do is eat. So I picked up all my goodies yesterday for after the show, and of course for my carb up for the show. So they're in the cabinet. They're out of sight, out of mind. But I did actually peek in the closet a few times last night and actually was tempted to grab a little bit of this, a little of that, and I didn't. So knock on wood. Hopefully they'll stay that way. So all right, keep my eye on the prize, and we'll check in soon. Hope everybody has a great day, and make sure you guys continue to train hard and do everything you need to do to get where you need to be. Talk to you later.